Jedi Survivor tomorrow. Do you know how excited?
Oh mate, everyone's slapping reviews about that. Like, this is the greatest thing ever, like the best Jedi experience ever. And I was like, I wasn't sold on it. Not gonna lie, not a huge fan of the first one.
No, but the first one is so good. It
is
was always
good.
going to be a good game. It was always going to be a good game.
Well, they could have dropped the last hurdle, but they definitely didn't. Because do you know why? Do you know why they didn't do it? Right? And you know what? Bringing the old other days of podcasting back, other episodes. If you're passionate about a project, you stick out gold. They're all Star Wars fans, and they all want to make good Star Wars.
Hallelujah. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Hello and welcome to another episode of Code and Colour.
Here we discuss all things video games, digital drawing, and animation.
Yep, and I am the world-renowned, famous host Tyler.
Very, very modest host.
Yeah, incredibly humble.
And I am your second host, Josh, and I'm, just average.
I feel like we could big you up a little bit, but we'll get into that in a minute, Josh.
We will.
Dare I ask, how have you been?
All right. It's been not really up to much. Just been
no,
a bit of drawing.
Nothing's happened in the last week.
My beautiful wife had a baby.
Yes, baby H is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, good sir.
Baby
how's it going?
Good. I've got intravenous. You can't see my arms at the most, keeping them down, but I'm intravenously fed coffee at the moment because I'm hella tired. But I can't complain. Wife's
I see.
Either, so.
Josh sent me a picture earlier, and he's already getting baby H on Clone Wars, which is good news.
Yeah, it was like 3 in the morning, and I was like, I think we can watch the Clone Wars. Which,
good stuff.
Coming off the back of the Star Wars episode, I was getting into it, and I was like, I just did the episode where they go and break the small Jedi peel, or whatever his name is, out of the I want to say the Fortress of something.
Yeah, I know what you're on about. Name,
but yeah, I was like, oh, this is actually quite good. And then Tarkin popped up, and I was just like, hate you.
Oh yeah, he's just horrible and everything. He pops up all over the place.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I like people who think about strategies and getting the thing done. I'm like, you're sick.
It's just quite interesting that he's very much just like, do you know what? I don't actually like the Jedi. Like, why? Okay.
Why would peacekeepers be the guy leading the team of war? And I'm just like, I hate you.
Tarkin is the kind of person that's like, I wake up and choose violence. Like, I'm about that,
Yeah. But I'll get into it. Like, between the cries of, affection and this and that, I was like, you know what? Getting into this. I've never finished. I think I've never finished the season.
Love that.
What about you? Have you had anything that's interesting happen?
I haven't got a beautiful wife or a child, but I'm happy for you. I feel like I vicariously live that life through you at the moment, so that's nice. I feel like I have been busy though. I've been doing so much drawing. Not sure if any of you have seen. I did like a series of trainers. So I'm drawing iconic trainers. So I've done the Jordan 1. I've done the Chuck Converse All-Stars. And a Adidas Stan Smith. So that's where I'm starting. I'm doing a few more, but I started with them 3. What else? I've been watching an animated show that I've slept on for so long, but I'm not going to say what it is because it might be a cheeky little recommendation for the week. So I
wonder what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it could be. That is all I can think of that I did. Oh, me and Josh. Well, I bought me and Josh tickets today to see the wonderful Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but live in concert with like an orchestra. And honestly, I'm thrilled.
Honestly, bar the birth of my child, I was ecstatic. I was like, oh, that's the coolest thing ever.
Josh is on the up this week. Yeah. I saw it this morning and went, I'm just going to get it. And I messaged him and was like, I want this. I want to go. 10 minutes later, I was like, I bought us tickets. Happy birthday.
Yeah, pumped. So happy.
It was like, sweet. So we're doing that. Other than that, done my drawing challenge. We set one last week. But before we get into that, Josh reckons he's got a nice little icebreaker from me this week. So do you want to get into it?
Absolutely.
Sweet. So, What do you got for me?
So, you remember that week where you blindsided me
I
with
stitched you up.
Icebreaker. I'm still getting nightmares from it now.
It was an iceberg and you couldn't break it.
Yeah. So this one is not actually, and I'm not going to take credit from this. This is from my brother. He had this idea, and I was like, I'm going to steal that and put that on the pod. So I need to because I haven't yet, and he's one of our avid listeners. I need to give him a shout out. My brother Dale. He's the one who got me on Metal Gear Solid 2. Got me on Metal Gear Solid 2.
You owed him this for weeks.
I did, and he went to town to sort Zone of the Enders out twice because it wasn't working, and his PlayStation was on the way out, and he was like, it needed to be crisp, perfect disc for it to work, and I needed to shout him out, and he listens to it every week, and he's like, where's my shout out? And this right now, this pain you're about to go through, this is Dale as well. So shouts out to Dale.
Thanks, Dale.
Thank you. So your icebreaker for this week
I'm nervous.
is to tell me what this superhero's name is,
right,
and what their power is.
Oh Christ! Okay. I'll give it a go. I took a beating.
Let me just rephrase that. Actually, tell me what this obscure superhero.
Yeah, no, I figured it wasn't going to be like Superman or Batman or Spider-Man, was it? Obviously, it was not going to be that.
Bottom of the barrel, this one. And there's some crackers.
You dragged these ones up, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, how am I going to see them?
I'm going to share my screen now.
Let me just share my screen. Okay. I'm just going to... We'll be right back. And we're back.
This is our first guy, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a clue with each one.
Right, he's got a motorcycle on his head.
And all the clues are going to be is which are they from? This is a Marvel character.
I'm going to say Hot Rod.
Hot Rod?
Yeah.
Okay. And
have I got to guess his power as well?
Yeah, what's his power?
I don't know. Can he summon a motorbike? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Screw it. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
I reckon I'm so wrong here. I haven't got a clue. Who? Oh, wow. What is that? You couldn't have picked better pictures.
DC.
He's a DC. Oh, God. Is he eating a fence?
Yes.
He's green and he's eating metal. I don't know. Green metal. That's what I'm going to call him.
Green metal. That's what we're going with. Green metal.
And he can eat metal. That's his power.
Fine.
I don't know why.
Fine. Okay.
Josh, you couldn't have picked like bigger pictures. Like I feel like I'm like that.
Are they not? I mean, they're big on my screen.
It looks like the devil dinosaur from Moon Girl, but it's not. What the hell is that?
This guy's DC.
Demon Dino. That's what
I'll give you a bit more of a clue. Just think about what's on him.
Well, I can't tell, Josh, because he's about 3 miles away from me. It looks like he's got trees on him.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, what is this, man? He's like halfway between... he can't decide whether he wants to be a dinosaur or a tree. Dino tree. There we go. Dino tree.
Nice. Almost sounds like a Pokemon.
Just huge druid hippie dude. That's his ability.
Huge druid hippie dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one.
No idea. What? Christ.
This one's DC.
They're all... Is that... Right, okay.
This pure confusion on your face that I am just lapping up was me.
Yeah, no, enjoy this. Yeah. If you want to play this game, you've gone to war. Yeah. So that's fine. That's okay.
I feel like I've made a rod for my own back now, to be honest. And that next one we do is just like, name me Gen 7 Pokemon.
No, we won't keep doing Pokemon. I'm not about that. It's like a mixture between Batman and Moon Knight.
Interesting.
But there's also time involved, so I'm just going to call him Time Knight.
Time Knight?
There we go.
I like it.
Already feel like that's a better name, and I reckon he can. I reckon he can either stop time or move back and forth in time.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Oh, good lord! It's like a young Cyclops. He's an X-Men. He's obviously in the X-Men.
I'll give you a clue with this one.
All right.
He's voted the worst X-Man. X-Men. X-Man. X-person. Whatever.
That doesn't help me at all. He's
What's
ginger.
his power?
I haven't got a clue.
His power's not. What's his power? He's ginger.
He's never had a girlfriend. That's his power. Oh wow! What are you doing? He looks like he's banged his head. I don't know. Looks like he's got an ice bag on his head. I don't know. I'm gonna say his ability is that he can turn invisible when no one's looking.
Fair.
I don't know his name. I'm gonna just call him
the Ginge.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
That's Ed Sheeran right there. F-Man.
F-Man. Is that what we're going with?
Well, yeah. That's obviously he's not. I don't even know. What is he? Marvel, DC?
He is Marvel.
Is he? He's like. He looks like Punisher's strange, brother. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
He's like the fun version. Funisher. That's what I'm calling him. Funisher.
His name's
Yeah.
Okay.
Funisher, and he's just. I don't reckon he has a power. I just kind of reckon he just makes bad jokes.
Makes bad jokes. Okay.
Yeah. Got a clue, man.
Sounds like my
what?
superpower.
You do make bad jokes.
I've got one for you later on. Funny joke.
Here we go. Here we go.
Right, next one.
Is he like melting? Is that sand?
Yeah. It's not sand. I'll give you a clue.
All right.
Actually, no, I'll give you a clue because it pretty much gives away what it is. Yeah.
It's like some alien matter. So I'm gonna call him Matter Man.
Matter Man. What's his power?
He can melt.
He can melt.
Well, he looks like he's melting. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he can
Next
melt.
one.
Oh, right. I thought that was the last one. Go for it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, wow. Mr. Pride.
Mr. Pride.
Mr. Pride.
And what's his power?
He can shoot rainbows out of his hand.
He can shoot rainbows.
It's like a rainbow beam out of his hand.
Right. Okay.
Oh.
Let me go back to the beginning.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. I now know what it was like to be you.
Yeah.
So
Torturous, isn't it? Your head hurts afterwards.
Yeah, I had Hot Rod for this guy.
My guy is called Hindsight Man.
That is a terrible name. Such a terrible name for a CP. Hindsight Man. Go on, what does he do?
He does.
Does he just think back and go, oh, do you know what? Maybe I should have done.
Pretty much, that's what he is. He has no superhuman powers. He is a makeshift costume, and he calls himself Hindsight Lad. And professing his
so that's why the H and L is there, right? Cool.
Yeah. And the ability to discern tactical strategy after the fact.
That's so good. He's my new favourite.
What's he,
Marvel or DC?
He's Marvel. Marvel obscure.
Can't believe Stan Lee greenlit that bad boy.
I know. Mad, innit?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Next one.
Go on then. I called him Green Metal.
Green Metal is called Matter Eater Lad.
Oh, do you know what? That's weird that the word matter's in there. That's hilarious. Matter Eater Lad.
Yeah.
That is awful.
His power is to be able to bite through and consume all forms of matter, including that which is supposedly indestructible, like Amazonian or Superman. He has superhuman digestion, content analysis, digestive enzymes, and metabolism-induced super speed.
So essentially, he has the world's best digestive system ever.
He has my superpower. Can eat anything.
You're right. Okay, so I can't remember what I called him. Oh, Dynatree.
Dynatree. Right. So
and I said he was a druid hippie dude.
His name is Animal Vegetable Mineral Man.
Oh, for Christ's sake. That's not a real... What is he? Marvel or DC?
He's DC.
DC, just honestly tragic. James Gunn's got his work cut out. What's his name? Say it again.
Animal Vegetable Mineral Man.
Animal Vegetable... That's horrible. He's not even an animal, he's a dinosaur.
Exactly, yeah. And it's a weird thing, but basically his power is he can change his body into any animal, into animal, vegetable, or mineral forms, as well as combining several more at once.
I can't see a single reason why I'd ever need to be a vegetable.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be a carrot and I'm going to root myself into the ground.
Oh, there's lots of soldiers coming into a room. I'm going to turn me into a carrot.
Yeah, okay. It's like that. What's the he's playing a good. He's the best prop game ever.
Yeah,
on Call of Duty. That's
exactly.
basically what he does.
Yeah, wins at it. So next one. Oh, let me just move across. Your favourite?
Time Knight.
Time Knight. Great name. His name's Our Man.
Do you know what? I like that actually. I like Our Man. That's quite cool. Yeah. What does he do?
And yours was he could stop the speed. He could stop time. Did you say?
Stop time or move forward and back in time.
Yeah. So my guy Our Man has super strength, durability, increased resistance to physical damage to the extent of being impervious to small arms fire, and speed enhancements. And other less known mentioned powers like night vision and the ability to survive underwater. The only problem
any of that got to do with time?
The only problem is
you get it for 1 hour a day.
1 hour at a time.
This is so good. Oh man, I love it. It's almost like he's shy, isn't it? He's like, oh.
Yeah, he's just like, bear with me. I've used it up for an hour. Can you just wait 60 seconds to not rob this bank?
You got to subscribe. Otherwise, you got to wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. It's 59.
Oh, you can only write crime, but once a day every 24 hours. I can only find crime at 5 p.m.
Yeah. I have a tiny bit of performance issues. I can only go an hour at a time.
He's got performance anxiety. My man's got performance anxiety.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Rated the worst X-Men. You called him Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, and he can turn invisible when no one's looking.
His name's Bailey Hoskins.
Bailey, that's... Right, what does he do?
So he can detonate a huge explosion with his body, killing him, essentially making his mutation useless.
I'm done. Oh, that's so good. What is the point? Oh.
Exactly. Like, you think that everybody has a great mutation being in the X-Men, being cool, but he essentially blows himself up, and that's it. He's done because he's dead.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So next, are you all right there?
I've got tears. That was so fun. Right, Punisher.
Punisher, yeah. Flatman, Marvel.
Flatman.
Yeah.
Go on.
A Flatman's body can be flattened to half an inch, allowing him to slide his body through cracks and crevices. How that would be helpful as a superhero? Yeah. I can get through the gap in the door before it closes.
And then what?
You know?
And then what? And then throw it like, now what?
Exactly. Yeah. And then my guy. So
Matterman.
Right, so his name is I Scream.
Please don't tell me it was ice cream.
Spell I.
Please don't tell me he turns into ice cream.
He does. That's exactly what he does.
For the love of Christ!
Ability to turn into any flavour of ice cream he wished. That boy is melting into ice cream right now.
Why? Why?
Madness.
I sucked at that.
And then the last one.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah, Mr. Pride.
Yeah. I didn't edit this right. His actual name's at the top. He's called Colour Kid.
Oh, I could not see that.
Well,
Colour Kid.
Colour Kid,
okay. Yeah. So he's not a woke superhero.
Unfortunately, well, he might be. But I was scraping the barrel finding these, so he might be a very woke superhero. But his power is really close to what you actually said, where he can shoot rainbows out of his hands. You said rainbows. He can change the colour of anything.
Actually, I'd like that, Imagine, I'd be like, I don't really want to wear these green Jordans today. I think I'm going to turn them blue.
Do you know what? I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, home improvements. What colour are we having? Well, should we have it fuchsia?
Beep. Honestly, yeah, I reckon I'd be into that. Out of all of these abilities, that's the one I want the most.
Yeah, I think I've already got one of the abilities with Matarita lad, but
Christ. Imagine, they team up and it's like, oh no, who's going to save us? And it's the dregs of Josh's quiz that turn up. You're like, oh.
Why is there a dinosaur and a tree here at the same time?
It's a 40-degree day. The geezer's melted. He was strawberry ice cream. He's now just strawberry cream.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Geezer over there's exploded out of excitement. And it's 4:30. It's not 5 p.m. yet. Oh, why is there a carrot on the floor? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The TV show writes itself. It's almost like you could make a boys' TV show out of this, and it'd be just funny.
They all belong on The Boys, and they all belong to get killed by the boys.
Yeah, essentially they do. But yeah, scraping the barrel.
Thank you very much for the scraping the barrel.
Thanks, Dale. Appreciate it.
Josh, thank you. That was genuinely. I don't think I'm going to stop laughing at Bobby Hoskins or Bailey Hoskins for the rest of my life. But moving swiftly on, I don't know if you guys remember we set a drawing challenge last week, and it was to draw a Star Wars character, and it had to be on a black canvas using white shades, so white and shades of grey, essentially. And yeah, how'd you get on?
So I struggled with this, as you're probably well aware.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it for the most part.
I loved mine.
It was really good.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was enjoyable. It was just hard. So I'll go first.
Oh, you want to go first? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go first because I want to rip the Band-Aid off. I like mine, but I want to make it so when I said to you doing the drawing challenge, I was like, oh no, don't cop out and do someone who's like all white or all black, like Darth Vader. Yeah. All I could think of was white and black characters. Like, I didn't want to do someone like Obi-Wan and be like doing beards and doing something. I wanted something mechanical. I wanted to do the trench run.
Right. Yes, but they're not character. Draw that. I think you should draw that. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I wanted to do a trench run, do a TIE fighter,
Let's see
and
what
do the
you've
X-Wing. So I went for our favourite boy. Let me just turn him round.
Who's my favourite?
Old Jenny Grievous.
Oh, wow. That is very good. That's sick. Oh, I love that. That is sick, bro.
So hard.
Yes.
So hard.
Jeez. I kind of... What? That's insanely good. I love it. Talk me through it.
So I actually set myself another challenge while I was doing this. So I took a challenge that was already difficult and thought, you know what? I hate my life. Let's make it worse. So I just did it with a 6B pencil.
Nice.
Like, I didn't do anything else. I wanted to do like white bits, like, you know, like you get Tipp-Ex on stuff and do like highlights and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything was drawn with the pencil. It's just different shades of grey, white.
I did it also with mine with a 6B.
Yeah, I stuck with it, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it because I thought, oh, he's got highlight down his thing. I could get like a bit of white paint and just like paint it up and, you know, make it look a lot better. But I was like, no, I'm started with a 6B. I'm going to finish with 6B.
I love it. It looks so cool.
Yeah, it was hard. One of his hardest bits at the moment was his bottom jaw, because it curves and trying to get that proportion. I had to move it around a lot and twitch it. And basically, I looked at some references, and there's an image where it's like holding a lightsaber, which is just the top half. Well, there's like this image that's on there, and I just sort of like took the lightsaber out, obviously, and just sort of got that pose going and tried to just find the shapes and do everything. But it were a nightmare. But
I love it though. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
General Grievous. I did not see that. That's
well, there was like stormtroopers, and like I wanted to do a battle droid, but I was like,
I was going to do a battle droid as well.
Yeah.
I started drawing a battle droid and instantly changed it.
Yeah, I thought there's just not enough to them, though, is there? Like, and I was just like, I wanted like stormtrooper, but like stormtroopers all white, and then I was going through, and then again, actually, it's getting shouted out a lot. I asked my brother, and he was like, "Why do you draw General Grievous?" And I was like, "I could do it."
I'm a General Grievous.
I just started drawing him, and I was like, "You know what? This is working.
It's going well. It's going well.
Good.
I love it.
As a thing with like our fans that listen to the show, if you come at us and ask us for stuff, you might have a great idea, and we can put it on the pod. You know."
That's it. Yeah, if you've got ideas, hit us up, do it. Let us know what you think. Cool. So thanks for that, Josh. Fantastic, as always. So I also changed a few times, and I have gone for someone we did discuss while we were looking to do it.
Yeah.
Who do you think I've gone for?
Jarrus.
No. I didn't go for a human. In the end, I went for our mighty friend Chewbacca.
Nice.
Here that you can see. He is one of the hardest things I've ever drawn in my life. The way I did it, Josh, you're going to be so proud of me. I used cylinders.
Nice.
I used cylinders just to get the frame.
Yeah.
And then what I did is I then shaped him using single strands of essentially hair. Right? That's how I pulled him together. But the face was just a nightmare. Like the proportion, I think I've looked at more pictures of Chewbacca than I've looked at anything in my life, right? Just to sort of get it, because I was looking, he was like, he's kind of got a bit of like I know it's weird because he's all hair, but he's kind of got a bit of a mustache going on. Yeah. So then had to reshape a lot of the hair. And then I was like, I was initially going to have him with his mouth closed, but it kind of just looked a bit like a weird sort of hairy Michael Jackson. So I kind of opened his mouth and drew the teeth in. And then I was like, all right, I'll do the belt that he has at the end. But I thought, no, because I need it to overlap. So then had to draw the belt in and then start having the hair overlap, which you'll see. As you can see here. So that was it, really. I'll give you one last look at
he's cute. I want him as a builder.
At the fine detail that went into my little Chewie.
I really like it.
I just did a bit of a porch, almost like a headshot kind of vibe. Actually, that was a good challenge. And I actually think for the first time, Josh, we've both actually done completely what was within the criteria.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever happened before. So good job. And that looked a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, tell me about it. So, what we're going to discuss today is the ever-looming subject, if you are a gamer, of the console wars, be it PC versus Xbox, PlayStation versus Xbox, PC versus everybody. Where's Switch coming in?
And the
there?
Switch is here somewhere.
Yeah.
Nintendo just always be like, hello.
Yeah, flying their flag. Tears of the Kingdom's coming out. And
to be fair, once upon a time, it was Nintendo versus Sega. That's the OG console war right there.
Yeah. And basically what we're going to discuss today is it relevant? Should it be a thing? From a person, I've got a PC and a PS4 and a Switch, and Tyler's got a Xbox and a PS5 and a Switch. And really just having that conversation of like, well, is it really like, is it still a thing? Like, from my perspective,
are we still doing this?
Yeah. Has it gone its course? And just there's been a few articles recently that I checked out, and I thought that it'd be good to talk about on the pod about I personally don't think it's a thing, but I have my reasons. Which
what makes you think it's not a thing?
Well, it's not that it's not a thing. For me, my PC ticks all my boxes. And then when I say it ticks all my boxes, all the games I play, yes, I have to have an expensive PC to run said game. Like if I wanted to run Cyberpunk, it's an expensive PC, but it's an outlay that I use to do my coding with like Unreal Engine, and I can also play games at really high sort of frame rates and gameplay, and you know, and I get the best version of that game to play. And the real sort of upside to that is I get to play both PS games and Xbox games. You know, I get the best of both worlds, so I can play Spider-Man and then switch to God of War, but then go play Halo and then play Gears of War. And like the whole console exclusives thing doesn't matter, you know, because they come to PC. Like I can play Last of Us now, and I can't. I couldn't do that, and I just think, for me, I get why people use consoles, but I just think going forward that, and I don't want to sound like one of those people where it's just like the PC master race.
PC master race, you are just a dick.
Yeah. you know, everybody has their consoles for a reason, but like for me, I would rather come from the spectrum of like, I think all games should be accessible to all people on a singular system. You know, and for me, the PC comes close to that. Now, a lot of people are turned off for the PC because of the keyboard and mouse. Yeah. Well, let me tell you what I do, because then this will make the PC gamers salty. I play everything on an Xbox Series X controller.
That is a Series S controller.
I've played Days Gone, PlayStation exclusive on this. I play Halo on this. I play COD on this. I play all the games on this. I don't play keyboard and mouse because there's just too much to deal with. If you are a PC gamer and you like keyboard and mouse and you like the quick targeting, and you know it's better to shoot a gun with a mouse.
Being the sweatiest players on Fortnite, yeah. If you like that, that's up to you. You know,
if you like it, that's fine. But I just think that now, I think that there shouldn't be a console wars. I think everybody should just be able to enjoy every game everywhere. And I get there's obviously competitive markets and things like that. But as it stands right now, Xbox is not banging out any bangers. They're actually having a bit of trouble recently. They dropped a game called Hi-Fi Fusion or something like that. I know nothing about it. And it just dropped out of nowhere, and they went, "Hey, here's a game that's just released." You know, like we talked about the long waiting times for games, and you just want a game to like, "Hey, it's here, we've done it. There you go." And not have that build up.
What is it called? Hi-Fi
Fusion or something like that? Hi-Fi Rush. There it is.
Right. Okay,
it's called Hi-Fi Rush. There we go. And it's doing abysmally. Because it's just like, here's a game. And the problem with it at the moment, that's a shoehorn in their sort of system, is when they're trying to do things for Xbox, they have to do it for two consoles. They can't go out and go, here's the best product we can give you for one system. They have to break it down and put it onto another system that's arguably a lot less powered than the Series X. And it's hindering developers. And Microsoft are putting money into studios, but not sending out bangers.
Yeah.
And like PlayStation are putting out really good games, but they're just not putting out a lot of games. Whereas Microsoft's not putting out anything.
I don't know if I agree with that, though.
But they're not putting out. I think that there's like a bit of a creative lull with the games at the moment. Like I think Xbox and Microsoft themselves are so focused on everything's got to be on Game Pass, and I think they've got the right mentality. But they're just it's even quantity over quality. Yeah,
and so I am obviously on the angle of consoles, as Josh said. I've got the Series S. So the less powerful Xbox, but I've got a PS5, I've got the Switch, not just to sort of brag, bragging rights over here, woohoo! Yeah. And I definitely would say, since I got the Xbox first, and I would definitely say since having the PS5, I have not even touched the Xbox. Like I don't really have a reason. The only reason I did is because I got Hogwarts Legacy on Xbox. Yeah. Because I got it before I got the PS5. So it's the only reason I've gone back to my PlayStation, my Xbox, and I just don't see the point. I think, as well, it's interesting, like, I have the same telly that I play both of my TV, and I've also got a monitor that I can play both those consoles on. If I plug my PlayStation in, or if I plug my Xbox in, it looks decent, right? It looks alright. If I plug my PlayStation in, the quality is just astounding. Like, it's so crystal clear. The image, it's sublime. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not all about graphics, right? But I'm not going to deny the fact that I would enjoy some of the games I love on the better graphics system that you have than Xbox. And I think where Xbox lacks is because they acquired all these studios. We thought this generation they're really gonna make the jump. You know, they definitely they were outsold by the Xbox One was outsold by the PS4 because the PS4 dropped some of the best exclusives you'll ever see. Right? We had Spider-Man, we had God of War, we had the Horizon Zero Dawn, we had just to name a few. You had those, right? Xbox didn't really bring out anything, and the games that they do have exclusive, it's sad, really. Like the Halo games, like they're just not good at all. The caliber that Xbox releases is not good, and you think Microsoft isn't a small company, you know, that they have the power to do something amazing, and they're just not. So that is frustrating. So yes, I think Xbox rely heavily on Game Pass, but PlayStation have the exact same now. Yeah. PlayStation have a Game Pass on PlayStation Plus. You know, you have a library of games. Granted, there isn't as many, but it's got like all of their like exclusives from the last gen on there, and some of the more recent ones. But it's just frustrating.
I don't think, from what I've heard and read up about, I don't think PlayStation is banging as much money into like PlayStation Plus,
because they don't need to.
Exactly. That's the argument. Is they've sold more consoles than the Xbox.
It says a lot, right? When all throughout, you know, this generation's life cycle, you could get Xboxes without a problem. PS5s were like gold. Like trying to find them was gold dust. They've only now, 3 years into its life cycle, gone into regular sale, right? That tells you a lot about the demand for Sony over Microsoft at the moment. Yeah,
and like I've looked at some figures and looked at some articles of you know what's been happening recently, and Forbes was a good one, and I think it was back in January. As of recording, it was back in January. Yeah. Some facts I'm going to fire your way. So the Switch,
go for it.
Since 2017 has sold 114 million units.
Rightfully so. Do you know what? We haven't talked about the Switch yet, but that console is amazing.
But the question is, why do you play the Switch? Do you play Doom on your Switch, or do you play Mario? You play Mario.
Or you can play both.
Well,
that's the beauty of it.
You can. But like for me, like I wouldn't. You can get a lot of games on Switch, and like, but I wouldn't do it because I'd rather.
I think where Switch, like, have they said it is their best selling console? Or is it still the Wii in that department?
I think it might be the Wii.
Right, but the Switch arguably has done very well, and I think what was successful for them, Nintendo looked at their audience this time around and went, yes, we've got fantastic exclusives, you know. They dropped Breath of the Wild on release day, which was one of the blueprint for like all other RPGs that have come out since, loads of games have wanted to be Breath of the Wild since that game dropped. You know, Super Mario Odyssey came out. That is a fantastic game. The Splatoon games have done really well. I played the first one. I haven't played the second one. Really enjoyable games. So they just had great exclusives. Obviously, Pokemon Arceus, Legends Arceus, Sword and Shield was average, but Scarlet and Violet have been amazing. You know, these are such good games, and then as well as that, they've got such good games they ported over. You know, there's some of the Assassin's Creed games, Skyrim, obviously, Doom, even things like Alien. What's it called?
Isolation.
Oh, yeah, that one. Great game.
Yeah. But this is the thing, like, and Switch knows itself. So if we look into the Switch, the Nintendo sort of philosophy, they know the two pillars that make their consoles. One is you're moving about, getting you moving, getting your blood flowing, whatever it may be, and that the people that buy the Switch are a family or a group of friends buy a Switch.
Or a lonely old lad like myself.
Yeah, but like when you go around to your house, of which I've been many times, you can play Mario Kart with your friends. You get Mario Kart out. You get, you know, I'm trying to think. I bought Worms recently on the Switch and I play it with the wife. Or It Takes Two. It's a good sort of, you know, a good variant of that game. A good version of that game on the Switch. But it's a party console. It's about getting people together, and like, you know, you want to play Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. You don't bang out your PC to play that. You get your Switch. You get the movement, you get the Joy-Con, and the rotary controls, whatever they are, where you can feel like you're pulling a bow, and really sort of get involved in it. And they know that, and they do well with that, and that's what the type of games they put out. Now, caveat to that is, yes, you can play Doom, yes, you can play all these games, but then I would not play them on the Switch. I play the games that I can't play anywhere else on the Switch, like Mario and things like that. If I want to play Doom,
you're right.
I'd get a PS5 and I'd play Doom at 60 frames per second, looking mint. Or in this case, I'd get it on my PC. Yeah. And from that, that's why I think the Switch works, because it's got good console exclusives that just never go anywhere else. Like if you want to play Mario, you buy a Switch.
You have to have it. You have to have the Switch.
You want to play Pokemon, you buy a Switch. And that's it. And then when they did the PlayStation Plus, the Nintendo Plus thing that they do, the live thing, where you can
Nintendo Direct.
Over, and you can the online version, is it Nintendo Direct? Is that what it is?
Oh, sorry, you on about their online subscription thing?
Yeah. Like
it's It's I can't remember what it's called.
Well, on there you can get old Game Boy games, old Sega games or whatever it was, and Mega Drive and all these different things. And if you're on there, it caters to people that are nostalgic about the old Nintendo consoles, while having your old fan base and your new fan base, but still keeping it active. You can take your Switch on the go and do whatever you want to do, and still play with friends all the time. It's a very people friendly console. It's a Switch, and I think that's why it does so well. Now, off the back of that, 114 million units since 2017. Now, I think in the last year alone, the PS5 has sold 32 million units.
Right, where were those 32 million? So where were they? And why couldn't I get one until February?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It sold so many units, which it's still done really well despite the shortage. What does that say? Xbox got 2 consoles out and a library full of games, and everyone's just like, I don't want a PS5.
Do you know what's funny? I bought an Xbox because I wanted a next gen console for some of the games that weren't exclusive to PlayStation. And that was it. That's the only reason I bought one. I was like, I need a next gen console. I feel like I'm missing out on some stuff. And then as soon as I got a PS5, I was like, I'm buy Xbox.
And I'm pretty sure, because I did this research about a week ago, and things have obviously changed. But when I researched it, the same amount of time within a year, the PS4 done 117 million. Because it was available, because it was exclusive, and because you had all these different games coming out. Over its cycle. No, actually, no, not even the same year. I think over its life cycle, its console generation did 117 million. That's what it was. I stand corrected. It was over its whole generation, 117 million.
That is insane.
Because they put out bangers that people really wanted to play. Like, I wanted to be a samurai, Ghost of Tsushima. I wanted to be the Nicolas Cage of games, Nathan Drake. You know what I mean? I wanted to fight robot dinosaurs with a bow and arrow. All really, really good stuff. Yeah, exactly, Horizon. But here's an argument.
I forgot Ghost of Tsushima was my favourite exclusive from last gen as well.
Exactly. We did a whole episode about
and The Last of Us.
Yeah.
We've literally missed 2 of the best exclusives from last season.
The games that just defined a generation that we did. We did the awards last week, and it was like, these are the games, and all of them were all PlayStation games that just defined a generation that was so good. I don't think I could do it with an Xbox. And another argument that needs to be sort of spoken about is it's been 3 years. Where's the next gen games?
Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, for Xbox, I mean, hello, Starfield is I feel like they are literally relying on Starfield, and that's not out till October.
Yeah.
And then you've got PlayStation, I guess, have had a few. We've had Ragnarok, we've had Horizon Forbidden West, we've had Miles Morales.
Would you say though? Let's break this down. Would you say now when I say next gen game, Ragnarok's a PS4 game as well. Miles Morales is a PS4 game. So
is Forbidden, I think.
Yeah.
Is Forbidden West
Forbidden West is a PS4 game. I'm talking about something next gen. God of War Ragnarok, you can see the sweat pores in his eyes. Kratos looking just the best he could ever look like. Have you seen the... I don't know, we'll touch on it, where the gameplay footage of that game that's pops out where it looks like a body cam. And he's shooting away, and it looks the most realistic thing ever. It's called Unrecord or Record or something like that.
I think something like that. Yeah, I think I know what you're on about.
That we're at a stage now where we can do pretty much anything with any technology. We can make something look as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
And I just think that everything that's been put out, no one's going, right, here's the most amount of power we've ever had in a console. Let's utilize all that power. Like, I remember when Xbox was getting dropped and it's like, we've got 12 teraflops of energy output or whatever they wanted to use. All these big jargon words. And I was just like, yeah, but what does that mean? And then like you saw the trailer for Halo and you're like, oh, this looks good. It looks clean. It looks really good. Yeah, it looks all right. When it came out, it looked all right. It wasn't groundbreaking. Like, nothing's gone, like, here's
especially
what this
for Xbox. The Xbox Series X and S is just an Xbox One with slightly better graphics.
Exactly.
There's absolutely no... Even the interface isn't different. They didn't change anything about it. Like, the home screen is exactly the same as it is on the Xbox One. I don't actually know what's any different about the Series X and the Series S to the Xbox One. Like, it doesn't feel any different, and I don't understand. At least PlayStation, you know, the interface feels different. I feel like I'm on a new console.
I'm pretty sure,
and the experience does feel a lot better.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that like the Xbox Series X has an 8K gaming functionality. 8K.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure PlayStation has the exact same.
I think it's pretty high. Like, I know the PlayStation's about behind the Series X, and that's always been known. It's not as powerful as the Series X. It still runs really well. It's got the haptic feedback, and there's a lot of draws to it.
It looks so much better.
It does. It looks quirky as hell. It just looks like a weird tower. You might as well buy a PC if you're going to buy it.
No. I'm not the console. I'm on about the actual performance. Like, I feel like the PlayStation just looks so much nicer. The haptic controls are so much nicer.
Yeah. Well, with the obviously the Xbox Series X, that is, and unfortunately I have to admit it is the most powerful console out. It is. The Series S is still quite powerful. But they aren't utilising that, and that's where I think the whole problem. Everyone's still chiming on about there's a console war, there's this, there's that, and I just don't think there is. I don't think anybody's actually started and gone, I want to do this, and I want to.
I don't think anyone's certainly got the energy for it anymore. I imagine the console wars very much felt like they were at their height, probably when we were
360,
teenagers, right? When during the height of the PS3 Xbox. I mean, we talked about it like last year. Do you remember? We talked about the PS war. Josh was very much Team Xbox, and I'm very much Team PS3. So
Christopher Judge, who plays our man Kratos, he even called for a ceasefire. He said, everybody should just enjoy games. Everybody should have that fun.
And I agree. That's kind of why I like the fact I have all of them, because I can play any game I want.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah. But I think if I was to sum it up, right, the console wars and how it kind of made me feel, like I've been looking through Twitter, and there's one tweet that I saw here, and it was like, it actually kind of brings it on to a point I was going to make anyway, and it's, if you do console wars, so someone here said, if you do console wars, you're just weird. And double that, if you think defending monopolies is cool. So I agree with that. I remember when the height of this new generation came out, Xbox went on a rampage acquiring studios, like these AAA studios.
Oh, excited.
And that's fine. Like, it's okay to have those studios. I think what the problem is, and granted, I don't know if I'm biased because I am more towards PlayStation than Xbox, but Xbox have acquired these with this sort of mentality that if PlayStation are gatekeeping these games from the rest of the gaming community, then so are we. Yeah. And so it's now got this. We now have this sort of mentality that, as an Xbox owner, if I wanted to play both the Last of Us games, I'm going to have to fork out another £500 to do so. Yeah. And whilst I get the purpose of exclusives, you need to have a bit of individuality and you need to sell your console. I think it's not fair to predetermine someone's preference in a console by having a game exclusive to one console. Some people might not like the look of the PlayStation, the feel of the PlayStation, the experience of a PlayStation, but want to play The Last of Us on an Xbox, and it's not, and they can't, and they never will, because that's something that Sony will never allow to happen. Because as given throughout history, Sony's track record with letting anything go, they've got the biggest vice grip on Spider-Man. So I can't believe they've. Did you see actually that Disney Plus are just about to acquire some of the older Spider-Man films on there?
Yeah.
So you can see that they're finally letting go of that grip, but I can't see that they'll ever sort of give it to them entirely.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And there's things like that. Naughty Dog, Sony are just like, no, you're mine, and there's amazing games that have come from them, from Crash Bandicoot to bloody The Last of Us, and then people on Xbox will never get to enjoy that. I mean, I think they did enjoy Crash Bandicoot, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's very much it's almost silly because they are just monopolizing an industry by taking all these studios and not allowing people to play them. And if for Xbox, I think if they release a new when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, for them, I think PlayStation could get away with it, but for them, I don't think they can get away with making it solely a console exclusive. I truly don't think they can get away with that.
Well, but if they do, like, I'm okay. I've got a PC. I've got Game Pass on here.
Yes. So in some respect, Josh, this conversation with you is pointless. But do you know what I mean? Like, for Microsoft, I don't think they'll do as well as they think making it exclusive. I could see them making it a timed exclusive, just not an exclusive. I don't think they've got the caliber to release a game like Elder Scrolls and make it exclusive to just the Xbox, because it just won't work for them.
I think they're
because they don't have a history of making good exclusives at the moment. Yeah,
they're hedging their bets on Game Pass, and they're just putting out quantity over quality. And if they banged out, like when the first Gears of War dropped and everybody was like a fresh studio, Xbox 360, and I saw Gears of War I went from an Xbox to an Xbox 360, and I saw the first Gears of War, it blew my goddamn mind. Like, I was like, this is so good.
What happened? And then, like Fable as well. That was a game that came out, and I was like,
oh my god, Fable.
Amazing.
And then they brought the second one out, and it was like, you can have a dog. I was like, sold.
Amazing. Yeah. And then the third, I love the third one as well. Like, the Fable games, I know they're bringing out another one, but I think ideally that needed to have happened a long time ago. Like, they've basically gone through a whole generation of no exclusives.
Exactly. Do you think Fable's going to be able to save the Xbox as it is now?
No.
Do I think it'll be phenomenal? Yes. Do I think it'll save it?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to save it. No. And Elder Scrolls, annoyingly, is the only thing that they've got that I think they've caught themselves between a rock and a hard place, because Elder Scrolls probably will be the only thing that can save them. But the fan base for that game is far too large to be releasing it on just one console. And unfortunately, I think they're going to need Sony on that one. I think they do. Elder Scrolls, I think it's a ridiculous idea that they're just going to release it on one console. If I was them, I'd be like, I don't know. Like, Bethesda, I don't think they can rely on just Xbox here.
No.
I truly don't, because they've not outsold the PlayStation. More people have a PlayStation this generation than they do an Xbox.
But I think that having the Xbox Series S, the S, and having Game Pass and having Elder Scrolls come to Game Pass straight away is a stroke of genius on their part, and it will be great.
But are they going to make any money from that? Are Bethesda going to make the money from that? Because it's a subscription service, and you look for like Spotify, the amount of times you see articles about artists not making money from, they get like no money from it. And I imagine it's the same with like video streaming services like Netflix and things like that. They don't make as much money as they would selling tickets, right? And this is going to be the exact same thing. Series S falls under that trap of, because they can't buy physical things, people don't buy them as much. I don't like buying digital versions of game. I like having a physical thing to hold.
Yeah, like a proper disc. Yeah, it's cute. It's nice. It's a bit of...
So I think if they put it straight to Game Pass, yes, that's fantastic for people like me as a consumer.
Yeah.
But then in the long run, we're going to have these studios disappear.
Yeah, it's going to hurt us as gamers, because all these exclusives that they want to put the money in, no one's going to go, I want to go straight onto a streaming platform. Like, nobody... It's like The House of Mouse, for instance. There's a film I just watched a trailer for it today, animation film. We'll talk about it soon. It's called Wish. Saw the trailer for it today.
Oh, I do want to see that. Yeah.
Saw the trailer for it today. I was like, that looks really good. And the only thing that went through my mind was like, this looks really good. Made by the team that did Encanto. this is coming straight onto Disney Plus. I won't be seeing this in
It's
there.
the modern day straight to DVD.
Yeah.
It's the modern day straight to DVD, and that's all this is, and that is never a good sign.
Yeah, it tarnishes the caliber of the film. Like if a film could be,
100%.
the next Lord of the Rings, and it could be like it could be as big as Lord of the Rings, right? Just stay with me. Big, action epic, the next Lord of the Rings, and it could be better than Lord of the Rings, better than Star Wars, better than whatever. If it says straight to on DVD underneath it, I'm like, nah, it's cheap. No one's put that effort in there.
It is.
It
is.
And that's what it is with the Disney Plus service
think,
at the moment. They're doing the same thing, and I think Xbox is doing the same thing. It's like, it's released day one on Game Pass. Well, that shows you've got no faith in your product. You're just trying to get more Game Pass users.
Yeah, and you can see that is what they're banking on these days. I follow Xbox on Twitter, and every few weeks they'll go added to Game Pass this month, and it will just be games that they've added. They've just added Ghostwire Tokyo, which was obviously a timed exclusive by PlayStation. Now added to Xbox. It's like, come on, man! Get with the times. Read the room, man.
Did I want to play Ghostwire Tokyo on PlayStation? No.
It looked exciting when I saw the initial trailer, and then it came out and I played it and went, this is raw. This is no good.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no good.
Don't want to be doing that.
Console Wars, get in the bin.
Get in the bin.
So, after what feels like forever, it's back to me with the wonderful CNC recommendation. And I've got the absolute banger of an animated show that I watched recently. It came out in 2021. It is a adaptation of a very popular multiplayer game called League of Legends, and the show is called Arcane. You haven't seen it, have you?
I've heard great things about the art style.
Is that from me in the last week?
No. I was aware. It was on my radar. I just...
Okay.
You know the score with me, 10,000 things to watch, and then Baby H just turned up, and I've just got no time anymore. So
that's fair enough. Yeah. So Arcane is one of the most beautifully animated shows I've ever seen. It's sublime levels of animation. I have never seen anything like it. It is a steampunk-esque kind of show. I don't know anything about League of Legends at all, so don't know how closely it follows the source material. But I don't care. I really like the show. And it follows two sisters that are kind of like warring factions. They go to war against each other. It's bloody, it's violent, it's super fun. The fights are some of the best fights I've ever seen. What's really cool about it is there's only 9 episodes in the first season, and they are split into 3 acts. So the first 3 are Act 1, and each act has a finale. And I'm just gonna say the episode 3 / the finale of Act 1. Oh my god, is one of the most gripping pieces of television I've ever seen in my life. I was on the edge of my seat watching it, and I'm physically on the edge of my seat. So bravo to that show. It took 6 years to make it, the first season, and you can tell from the soundtrack to the fighting to the voice cast. It's just phenomenal. It's not I think Haley Steinfeld is the most famous actor in it, but the voice acting is just so incredible. That is the perfect voice for that character, and it's just amazing. So for that reason, my recommendation is Arcane League of Legends. It is absolutely amazing. Even if you don't know anything about the game, I highly recommend it. I slept on it for far too long, and now I just want a second season.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a go.
Cheers.